I'm Dennis, I'm the technology evangelist here at Asetek, and today we're going to show you a bit about how we developed the Asetek Rad card. First of all, Alienware came to us with a problem of having a very small chassis with very limited airflow and also a lot of preheat in the system. At the same time, they wanted better GPU performance, both acoustically and thermally, which would lead to better performance, hopefully. And to tell you more about that, let's go and see our engineers.
My name is Anders, and during a brainstorming session here at Asetek, I came up with the idea of a multi-pass heat exchanger for the PCIe card.
My name is Lars, and I'm a mechanical engineer, and was helping Anders to build this. Actually, it was like handed over in the summer vacations. Can you look at this one with like stuck in the corner? The issue, can we place a pump upside down, or do we need to flip it?
Yeah, the general perception is that you can really make a PCIe HEX capable of cooling one of the high-end graphics cards.
Normally, we'll rather have it below because of the air, so it will not be stuck in the pump. So our concern was like, when you flip it, will it be trapped inside of the pump? So just to get started and to validate the concept, flip it around, put it in a climate chamber, and you're just running and no issues. So then we started to follow this idea.
The typical challenge with a PCIe HEX would be that you have a very long air path, and therefore you have a lot of air heating. So when you split it up into several passes, you would see that the hottest liquid meets the hottest air, because the air is heated up through the heat exchanger. And the coldest liquid, where the outlet is, meets the coldest air from the fan. So that's one of the reasons why this one has better performance than a traditional heat exchanger in a PCIe HEX setup. One of the prototypes is a 4-pass heat exchanger, and then this prototype is a 6-pass heat exchanger. So they have different thermal behavior, one of them being better at low acoustics, and the other one being better at high acoustics, where a lot more performance is needed. This was designed to be in a small enclosure where there's a lot of resistance for the air to go through. That's also the reason why we have this centrifugal blower. So when you put this into a confined space, it will still maintain the performance. If you do an open benchmark test of these two systems, you would see that this one has a relatively small performance drop when you put it into a confined space or a small form factor chassis as compared to this one, but the performance drop will be significantly higher than with the PCIe HEX because of that, air restriction.
It should be similar to a graphic card. So if like always we have this limited space. So if you take, for instance, this is an early prototype, with the tape and like you have a fan cage here for the blower, and to narrow it down, we need to embed the volume from the fan, so we can like drop it in here. Actually, we start with this some 3D printed, bad quality, you can see, but it was like to find out the concept. You can also see this one is a iteration. It's a better 3D printed part, but still with duct tape and so on, just to get some quick iteration.
Sometimes you would need to challenge some of the standards. For example, this bracket here needs to be as open as possible to get as much air through the heat exchanger as possible. So I know that Lars did a lot of challenging the standard, the UL standard, to sort of maximize the free area here. And then Lars challenged the guys on the other end to open it more. That was also key to performance. You have a very long air path, so you would see that the air heats up as it passes across this heat exchanger. So the idea is here to run the liquid in the opposite direction of the air. So the hottest liquid meets the hottest air. It has been heated up through the heat exchanger, and the coldest liquid where the outlet is meets the coldest air. So that was really the difference between just having one big heat exchanger.
Inside, the connector is placed at the bottom, so all the air will be trapped on top of the X, and it's designed so it will contain the air.
When it's running, some of the air will go up here, but then it gets pumped out again, and then we would like it to be contained in the heat exchanger. And that's what Lars was talking about. Then we made room for the air that inevitably will be in the loop at some point in time. It will be contained in the heat exchanger. We put a little bit of air into it, so that will act as a spring. So the resulting pressure is less than if we just put in 100% of liquid, because the liquid is incompressible, then the pressure buildup will be enormous.
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah, I think 3 months, and it was just, a concept.
Yeah, it's always fun to build some new stuff. So
we'd love to hear your thoughts on the rad card, and we'd actually love to hear what other technologies you think would be amazing for us here at Asetek to develop as well. Not only that, but I want to encourage you to join our Discord channel. You'll find the link in the description below. Join us and let's talk about all the amazing tech and not least water cooling. So come join us.